the main themes in Waiting for Godot, the absurdity of existence, the purposelessness of life, the folly of seeking meaning, and the uncertainty of time, represent larger truths about existence and the human condition. Indeed, one of the most noticeable features of the play is the utter absurdity of existence. Vladimir and Estragon dress shabbily, engage in physically often inept actions, and partake in clownish, nonsensical conversations. They absurdly wait endlessly for an unchanging situation to change when it is clear Godot will never come. Beckett's emphasis on the absurdity of human behavior shows both the tragic and comedic sides of the existential crisis. Though Vladimir and Estragon agree there is nothing to be done, they certainly seem to work frivolously hard to fill the time while they wait. The unavoidable conclusion is that human existence itself is absurd. None of the characters in Waiting for Godot has a meaningful purpose. Purposelessness of life is a key theme, illustrated by the fact that the titular Godot never arrives, rendering the waiting that comprises the entire play meaningless. Likewise, Pazzo and Lucky might seem to be traveling towards something, but their travels are ultimately shown to be equally purposeless. All the characters seem to be trapped in their purposeless roles by little more than habit, which Vladimir calls a great deadener. The idea that life has no purpose is a recurring theme in the theater of the absurd, which Waiting for Godot helped define. Similarly, there's the folly of seeking meaning. It's unclear who or what Godot represents, but by waiting for him, Vladimir and Estragon are seeking some type of meaning outside themselves. Early on, the men remember making a kind of prayer to Godot, expecting it to give them some kind of direction, and they decide it's safer to wait and see what Godot says rather than die by hanging themselves. But Godot never comes, representing the futility and folly of such a search for meaning in an inherently meaningless existence. Finally, there's the uncertainty of time. Time seems to pass normally during the period the characters are on stage, with predictable markers, like the sunset and moonrise, even though the characters are sometimes confused about it. But the intervals between the two acts and various events are wildly uncertain. At the beginning of Act 2, the growth of leaves on the tree suggests a longer period of time has passed than the one day. The characters seem to be trapped by time, endlessly repeating essentially the same day again and again in an absurd, dreamlike way. Time helps people organize their lives and memories. Thus, the uncertainty of time in the play contributes to the feeling of meaninglessness.